Day Desert Wayfarers. Right now, I'd like to do just a quick video about mindset and how you should prepare yourself before you go off into the desert. So, the goal of this channel is to prepare you so you have fun and you have an amazing experience while out exploring the desert here, either in the Arabian Peninsula, or if you're from the States, you know, the American Southwest, which is a fantastic and beautiful place. So, how you approach going to the desert, I think, is really important because, like I say, I want you to be able to go out into the desert, have a great time, have fun, and come back safely. So, I think that mental preparation is super important before you head out. So, keep in mind that the desert or any environment, and I know this sounds strange, doesn't care. So when I used to go mountaineering, I lived in Colorado, and you'd go up to climb the Diamond on Long's Peak. There was a sign there that said the mountains don't care. Okay, the environment is not affected by your presence, by you being there, or the experience you have. Okay, you can have an amazing experience, or you can have a horrible experience, and the environment in which you're having that experience just is. It just exists. And the desert is the same way. It's no different than any other, either if you're going high altitude mountaineering or into the cold or into the ocean even. And, that's an environment that scares me to death. The big ocean, that's not something that I'm very comfortable going into. All right, so here in the desert, keep in mind that there is no water out there. There is no safety net out there. You're not going to find a spring. You're not going to find a creek. You're not going to find any of these things while you're out of the desert. So all the water you have to carry with you, and that's a huge amount of weight. So you need to be physically fit, you have to be mentally fit, and you have to be prepared to carry, 5 kilos of water, or up to, what is that, almost 11 pounds of water out in the desert. So you really need to be prepared to carry a lot of weight. So in addition to that, you need to be physically fit. So you need to be going out, you're going out of the desert carrying essentially, a big block of water. So, keep that in mind. So physical fitness, but mental preparedness. It's hot out there. It's sandy out there. Sand, as I've said to you, is a very fickle medium. It can be very hard and compact in some places, and another thing, you just sink right up into your ankle. So being able to navigate through sandy places and being able to read the dunes and where the best places to walk, that's something you'll develop over time, but you have to be prepared for that. So kind of be prepared for a harsh environment and know how to extract yourself from that environment. I know I'm kind of rambling, but I'm thinking about all the statistics that I've seen this year. When I'm not here in the desert, I like to spend most of my other time in the Dolomites, and already as of July, there has been over 95 fatalities just in the mountain area where I spend a lot of time. That's there's a lot of people who go visit there. There are fewer people who go to visit the desert, so the fatality rate's not that high because there's no one going out into the desert. So, if you do choose to start exploring the desert, I think being able to say to yourself, hey, this is a harsh, difficult environment, and I'm prepared to go in there, and I'm prepared to get myself out of there if something goes wrong, is very important. Like I say, in this day and age, maybe we're overly concerned with safety, but I think the pendulum has gone the other way, and folks are being very cavalier, very haphazard about when they go into a natural environment. And remember, the mountains don't care. The desert doesn't care what happens to you out there. Like I say, you could die out there, or you could have a moment of epiphany. You could have a moment of great enlightenment when you're in the wilderness. But the wilderness doesn't change just because you've had those events, those moments in your life. So be prepared. I know that sounds corny, be prepared. Have everything you need with you. Please do not take the desert casually. there are places, if you want to go experience the desert in a fun, casual manner, there are hundreds, especially here in the United Arab Emirates, of desert tours that'll take you out for a few hours for maybe a day or two, but they are going out with four-wheel drive vehicles. These are well-run, fantastic venues that you can pay for. Lots of them are in the Dubai Desert Reserve. You can see all kinds of wild animals there. But keep in mind that's a very tailored, safe environment for you to go experience the desert. There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, if that's the first thing that you do when you go out and you experience the desert that way, that's wonderful. So, that's a first step into your desert exploration. If you start going out into the deeper desert, into the Ruba Khali or Agua, or if you can cross into the Saudi border, or those are huge deserts with no safety nets. So keep that in mind. Again, have fun, have an enjoyable experience. But I think being mentally prepared for the heat and the sand and the harsh conditions, and being physically prepared, being in shape, and carrying everything that's necessary for you to have a good time is essential. So keep on adventuring, my friends. Be safe out there, be prepared, and most importantly, have fun when you're out there. So, disagree with this, or you think something different, let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear from you to find out how you prepare before you go out into any kind of environment, any kind of harsh environment, being it, maybe the Arctic, cold deserts, high altitude. I'm always interested in this stuff and kind of why we do hard things. So let me know in the comments, and I'll talk to you guys later.